Stop comparing, start living true to yourself. Every second you spend comparing your life to others is a second you've wasted. This quote is not just a simple reminder, but a profound truth that everyone should ponder. In the age of social media, we easily see other people's perfect lives, luxurious vacations, perfect bodies, successful careers, happy families, and then we start to wonder, why can't I be like them? But what we see is only a carefully selected part, the picture they want to show others, not the whole story. Comparing makes us forget our own values. Each person has a different journey, a different background, a different definition of success and happiness. When you put yourself in that unfair race, you not only lose confidence but also lose the opportunity to love yourself. Instead of looking outside and judging yourself, look inside. Ask yourself, am I living up to my values today? Am I better than I was yesterday? These are the questions that will really help you grow. Life is not a competition. You don't have to be faster, better, or richer than anyone else to have value. You just have to be the best version of yourself. Every second you stop comparing yourself is a second you start living more fully, more authentically. So, cherish every moment you have, and live your own life, not a copy of someone else. Share your progress, not your goals. How to stay motivated. Share your progress, not your goals, and you'll stay motivated. This is simple but powerful advice if you want to stay motivated and inspired on your personal development journey. When you make your goals public, like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, I'm going to start a business this year, or, I'm going to finish writing a book, it sometimes gives your brain a sense of accomplishment. The recognition from others gives you temporary satisfaction, but it can easily demotivate you from actually taking action. Conversely, when you share your progress, you worked out for 30 minutes today, you said no to an unhealthy meal, you wrote 2 pages of your book, you're reminding yourself, I'm on the right track. This creates a tangible sense of progress, and that progress is the fuel that keeps you going. Plus, sharing your journey authentically helps you connect with people who are on a similar path. They may not care about your destination, but they will empathize with the effort and the small steps you are taking. The support, encouragement, and inspiration you receive from your community is a wonderful gift when you share your progress instead of just talking about the destination. Remember, goals are what you keep in mind to guide you, while progress is what you share to stay motivated. Success doesn't come from shouting out where you want to go, it comes from taking the steps to get there. Being alone isn't scary, being with the wrong people is worrying. Don't be afraid of being alone, it's much better to be alone than with the wrong people. This quote is a sobering reminder in a world full of pressure for connection, relationships, and social acceptance. Many people are so afraid of being alone that they accept being with people who hurt them, make them feel disrespected, or diminish their self-worth. They fear silence, fear facing themselves, and think that just having someone by their side, even if they don't deserve it, is better than being alone. But the truth is the opposite. Being with the wrong people is lonelier than being alone. Being alone is an opportunity for you to listen to yourself, to understand what you want, what you need, and what you deserve. It is a precious time for you to build your inner strength, heal, and become stronger. From there, you will be able to identify who is right for you, instead of hastily choosing to fill the void. Bad people not only hurt you but also pull you further away from your true self. They can make you doubt your self-worth, lose confidence, and even lose the good things you once believed in. So learn to appreciate silence, nurture your relationship with yourself. When you know that being alone is also happy, you will never feel lonely again, and you will only let the people who truly deserve to enter your life. Who demands the most, usually gives the least. The people who demand the most from you are the ones who do the least for you. This saying may sound bitter, but it reflects the true nature of many unhealthy relationships in life. Have you ever noticed that the people who always ask you to be there, to listen, to understand them, to help them when they need it, are the ones who rarely show up when you need them? They take away your time, energy, and attention, but rarely respond with kindness or practical action. The reason is because they are used to putting their own interests first. They take your presence and efforts for granted. They demand not because you are important but because you are convenient, easy to give without asking for anything in return. Instead of continuing to give in to unreasonable expectations, recognize your worth and set clear boundaries. You don't owe anyone constant presence. You don't have to shoulder the emotions, responsibilities, or needs of people who don't do the same for you. Invest your time and energy in people who truly care and are willing to share when you need it. Life is too short to waste on people who only ask for things and never give. Don't be afraid of losing someone. Be afraid of losing yourself by chasing relationships that don't balance you. Not everything on your mind needs to be said. Not everything on your mind needs to be said. It sounds simple, but to practice this requires sobriety, wisdom, and self-control. In a world where everyone is in a hurry to express their opinions, react immediately, and argue endlessly, choosing to be silent at the right time becomes a formidable strength. Because you don't always need to say what you think. Some thoughts should just be material for you to ponder, not weapons to throw at others. Many relationships have been broken, many opportunities have been lost, many situations have become tense, just because people were forced to say it all, say it for the sake of it, forgetting that words cannot be taken back. What you think may be right for you but may not be suitable for the time, the situation, or the person you are talking to. Learning to hold back a little, think a little more will help you communicate more wisely. Silence does not mean weakness, but knowing what is truly worth saying. Some things can be kept for writing, for further thought, or simply for you to understand. Ultimately, maturity is not about how much you say but about knowing when to say it, what to say, and when to keep quiet. Because sometimes silence is the most profound answer. Live the truth. Don't do anything you'll have to lie about later. Don't do anything you'll have to lie about later. This statement seems simple, but it contains a profound message about honesty and self-respect. We often lie not out of malice, but because we want to cover up an action that we know is wrong, shady, or untrue to our conscience. But the truth is, if you have to make up a lie to cover it up, you know it shouldn't be done in the first place. Lying doesn't just hurt others, it breaks you first. You have to live with the fear of being discovered, with a feeling of remorse, and worse, losing the trust of those around you. One small lie can lead to a series of other lies to cover it up, and then you are stuck in a spiral of your own making. Instead, let your choices be spoken openly and confidently. Act so that if someone asks you a question you can answer with the truth, no evasion, no excuses, no fabrications. Being honest is not easy, but it gives you peace. No need to remember what you said, no need to worry about being exposed, no need to live a double life. That is true freedom. Ultimately, life doesn't have to be perfect, it has to be honest. Because honesty is not just about how you treat others, it's about how you respect yourself. Don't let appearances fool you, true intelligence lies within. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people seem smart until you hear them speak. This quote is ironic, but it reflects an interesting reality in modern society, where image is often valued more than inner depth. We live in an age of beauty, of well-groomed appearance, of confident demeanor, and social media is full of perfectly polished photos. A well-dressed, articulate person can instantly give off the impression of being smart, successful, and attractive. But then, just a few thoughtless words, empty statements, or baseless arrogance, the whole first impression collapses. Appearance may attract people, but it is your words and actions that determine who you are. No one can maintain a smart image for long if they are empty inside. Intelligence is not in the way you pose or speak loudly, but in the way you observe, listen, think, and express your understanding in a subtle and sincere way. This saying is also a reminder to not rush to judge someone by their appearance. A quiet, simple person is sometimes the most profound and intelligent person in the room. And conversely, a flashy appearance does not guarantee true value inside. Let understanding speak instead of appearance. Because light can attract, but sound reveals the essence. Happiness doesn't have to be searched for, it's within you. Don't look for happiness, it's within you. This is a wake-up call, gentle but powerful. Because most of us are looking for happiness in the wrong places. In money, fame, love, or recognition from others. We often think, when I get a better job I'll be happy, when I lose a few pounds I'll feel more confident, or when someone loves me I'll feel fulfilled. But the thing is, true happiness isn't about the destination. It's about how we feel about the journey. Happiness isn't something you achieve, it's something you cultivate from within. It's about appreciating the little things in each day, a good meal, a deep breath, a moment of peace without worries. That is when you allow yourself to be happy, to be grateful, to live as your true self without having to struggle to conform to society's standards. Searching for happiness outside is like holding a flashlight and shining it outside to find light, when the real light is right in your hand. So stop. Look at yourself. Ask, what makes me feel peaceful? Am I living up to my values? When you live authentically, gratefully, and fully from within, happiness will naturally bloom, no need to search, no need to fight. Act like you've been there before, the secret to confidence and calm. Act like you've been there before. This isn't fake advice, but a subtle strategy for building confidence, controlling your emotions, and projecting authority in new, stressful situations. There will be times in life when you find yourself in unfamiliar surroundings. An important interview, your first presentation, meeting someone, or starting a new job. The fear of making mistakes, the anxiety of being judged, and the feeling of incompetence often make you tense and withdrawn. But if you change your approach, acting like you've done this before, you'll emerge in a completely different state, calm, confident, and proactive. This acting isn't about being fake, it's about helping your mind believe, I can handle this. When the mind believes, the body follows suit, a more confident voice, a more confident gaze, a more flexible response. The interesting thing is, when you act like you have experience, others will treat you that way. And gradually, from pretending to have done it, you will actually become someone with real ability and experience. So the next time you face a new challenge, don't say, I've never done this before. Instead, take a deep breath and step into the game as if you've done it 100 times before. You'll be surprised at the power you create. Overthinking, the silent destroyer of happiness. Overthinking destroys you. It ruins situations, distorts things, worries you about useless questions, and makes things seem much worse than they really are. This is not just a warning, but a truth that many people silently experience every day. When you overthink, your mind is no longer a place to solve problems. It becomes a maze with no way out. Every little thing is overanalyzed, every action of others is interpreted negatively, and situations that have not yet happened are spun into disasters in your head. The sad thing is, the more you think, the further you are from reality. An unanswered text message, a distracted glance, a small mistake at work, all can become evidence of your own imagined fears. And from there, you worry, lose sleep, lose peace, and even precious relationships. Remember, thinking is a tool, not a master. When you let it control you, it will take you away from reality and make life much more tiring. The solution is not to stop thinking completely, but to learn to stop at the right time. When you find yourself starting to get caught up in the questions, what if? Take a deep breath, come back to the present and remind yourself, things may not be as bad as I think. Live a little simpler, breathe a little slower, and you will see. Peace does not lie in thinking too much, but in knowing when to let go. Your body, the only home you'll live in for life. You only get one body, take care of it. You'll have it for life, and although it's incredibly resilient, it can only give you back what you put into it. This isn't just a reminder, it's a truth that too many people ignore, until it gives in to pain, illness, or chronic fatigue. Your body isn't an infinite machine. It can take a lot, lack of sleep, stress, junk food, lack of exercise, but at some point it will call the shots. And when that happens, no amount of money, success, or status can save you from the consequences of neglecting yourself. Conversely, if you treat your body well, eat well, get enough sleep, exercise regularly, relax, and listen to yourself, it will respond with energy, clarity, and a positive spirit. You will be more productive, enjoy life more, and enjoy every moment more fully. Remember, your body is not there to suffer you, it is there to accompany you. Every time you choose better food, exercise instead of procrastinate, rest instead of pushing yourself harder, you are investing in yourself. You only have this one body, there is no alternative version, no second chance. Treat it like your best friend, the only home you will ever live in. Because when your body is healthy, everything else really begins. You will never ruin your role if you are yourself. You will never ruin your role if you are yourself. In the stage of life, each of us is playing a role, the role of a child, a friend, an employee, a lover. But the important thing is not to act like someone else, but to be true to yourself in each of those roles. Social pressure makes many people try to become the acceptable version, speaking flowery words, living according to the standards set by others, and putting aside true feelings to please everyone. But the more we try to act well, the further away we are from ourselves. We get tired, lost, and eventually lose ourselves. Meanwhile, when you are yourself, genuine, kind, and unburdened, you cannot ruin your role because you are no longer acting. You are just living with consistency between thoughts, words, and actions. And that naturally makes you trustworthy, likable, and inspiring. People may not like you, but they will respect you for being honest. And most importantly, you will respect yourself. Because nothing is more tiring than having to wear a mask every day. Life doesn't require you to be perfect, just be honest with yourself. Because you are the only one who can live your life to the fullest. And when you live truthfully, your role will always be the best role.